Oh man, I'm just right. Good evening, fellow Americans. My name is George Wilson, your Democratic presidential candidate. Um, I want to say good evening. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and I hope everyone is being safe out there. And I pray that everybody is practicing social distancing, and pray that you are doing the things that are necessary to keep you, your family, and your friends, your neighborhood, your community safe. Also, I pray that you all are washing your hands and using sanitizer when you're out and wearing face masks, because this is so important today that you wear face masks to protect yourself from other people, because you just never know from any day at any time we could run into someone that may be affected and not know that they're affected, and then we get affected by being in company of them or association with. So we pray that everybody is doing all the things that's necessary. I don't know about other states per se, but here in California, from the stats I've seen and information I've gotten so far, because of social distancing and people are staying at home and they're not going out and about and doing a whole lot of different things, they are practicing safe social distancing. So that is awesome. California should give this applause, but then again, let's don't get crazy yet. The numbers, especially in Tulare County, are still rising, especially in the rest home areas. When the senior citizen homes or the rest home folks are still coming down that had this are in the hospital. Some are dying, so the numbers are still going up. We got a lot of work to do. As far as the state of California reopening, I appreciate Governor Newsom and the mayor of California working together to keep California safe. And I know they're talking about some things in the lighter areas where there's very little coronavirus, and very little people that are in the hospitals, and not as many deaths in this area. And these are the areas they're concentrating on, opening up this, that, or the other. But even in my opinion, personal opinion, I don't think anything in California should open up, at least for a little while longer. They got May 15th as the date. So I hope that even in the parts of the state that things are not is considered a hot spot, we don't want it to become a hot spot. So I pray that the governors and the mayor look at these areas again and make sure before they decide, okay, we can open up this, we can open up that. They pay attention to the stats. They know they know what's going on, and we got to also remember, and this is just so important. You got to remember that these numbers that you're getting may not be the total numbers. All right, these may not be the actual factual numbers, because you still got to remember there are many of us, unfortunate to say what I'm about to say, may be affected and not realize that we are affected. And so we have to be careful. So you never know who on what day that you may run into that may be affected, and you not know that they're affected. They don't even have no idea that they are affected. And so this can impact a city or a county and pretty much decimate the numbers really very quickly. especially for every one affected, is 4 people, or 3 or 4 people will get affected. And then if you do the math, you continue to do the math, you're up to almost 1 million people within a week, because that's how fast. It just takes a few people that don't know that they're affected and get out here not practicing safe, social distancing, not wearing those masks, not wearing gloves, not keeping that distance, coughing and hacking or whatever in public places, even on public transportation. And this is where these numbers are picked up really quickly, because one, without the tracking in place, we don't know who, when, and where they were, or whom they have come in contact with. So it's kind of hard to find out. You isolate a situation when you just don't know. I got a little bit of a remedy for that. I heard what they were saying about social distancing and what they want to do with tracking. I know their agenda behind that. No. But there is a better way of doing it without civil liberties being invaded. And I know y'all can sit back and play games and say, oh, well, Big Brother or government may say, well, you agreed to the signing of the Patriot Act. No, we didn't agree to it. They put it to a vote in the House and the Senate to sign the Patriot Act. George W. Bush did that. We didn't have a vote whatsoever about that at all. So we didn't say okay, we want to give you our rights, and you can look at all our hospital records and our medical records, and you can look at even down to the books we take out of the library. I'm like, what fool would have signed something like that? I wouldn't have voted for no guy. What? What's the purpose? All that is just telling me there's something else going on. Something else been thrown into the mix of the soup. We already know what's in the soup, but when we weren't looking, had our back turned, they threw something else in the soup. You don't know. And every time we turn our backs, every time we trust the government, they throw something else in the soup. And you don't know if that whatever they put in the soup, it's going to poison you or kill you one. You don't know that. We don't know that. So there's a way to work this, and there's a way to do this, but we have to do it together. You understand what I'm saying when I said we have to do this together? Working with the mayor, working with the mayors, and working with the governors of every state. You have to come up with a plan and how to do this safely and how to do this correctly. Conscientiously, with wisdom, how to deal with this disease that nobody else gets infected. And then you gotta think how many people in your state or in your county have not been tested. Now, overall population of that county. Well, how many people in the county have been tested? That's first off. Now, I'm not talking about the ones in the hospital. I ain't talking about the ones that are at home recovering, that already been tested and found out they have it. No. I'm not talking about the ones that recovered from it and they doing a lot better. We're not talking about them. I'm talking about them that are in your county that have not yet been tested. And is walking around doing everything they do every single day. But they are doing it moderately, thank God. They're doing it moderately, and they are obeying the stay in place or stay at home self-quarantine. So that's a good thing. But then it's still dangerous because they don't know they have it. And it's just at any time until their symptoms start flaring up, then they realize something's wrong with them. Wait a minute. Wait. I don't feel good. Something's going on differently now. Then they say, I need a test. And some people take it as a common cold or whatever, some flu, and they go, I'll just stay at home and medicate myself like I normally would do. And sometimes that works. And you don't have to ever worry about it no more. Because they say once you get through it, you're kind of immune. At least that's what they say. You can't get it again, but they don't know how long the immunity lasts. They're still playing with that idea. Okay. But anyway, not here to bore you guys. Trust me. I'm going to keep it real. I can't lie to you guys. I'm going to bite into a few people. Because I need us to be more serious about what's happening right now, what's yet to continue to happen. And we got an election coming up in November, and we got to take this election very seriously. We got to say, hey, no more. I see what you can do. It's been 3 years, and I see what you're doing, and if you a bit more. No, I cannot fathom the idea another 4 years with you. Period. So we got to make real hard decisions and whom we're going to vote for and whom we're going to trust with our lives, technically. Because the next president, and I know I'm running, and I'm very hard on this because I'm running for president too. And there's a lot of people who depend on what I would say if I was sitting in that chair. So, first off, I got to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. And what's serious is just plain serious. There is no time for games, no time for downplaying, no time for spinning, no time for lying, no time for saying, I don't like the outcome of this number, so I'm going to say it's less than this. No, these are the actual numbers. They are factual. I'm sorry that's the way they are, and we need to buckle down a little bit more. Because this is what we're facing. And I don't want to see anybody else in the United States or around the world die because of this pandemic, period. And we'll do whatever we have to do to keep the American population, people safe from predators, from this phenomenon, if you will, this pestilence, this man-made killer. It's either been enhanced or mutated. Those are two words you need to be paying attention to. Enhanced or mutated. That's exactly what they did. And a lot of people are waking up to the fact that this came from somewhere. And it just didn't happen because it was a season for it. Viruses don't have seasons like flu do. Now, anybody get common cold, allergies and stuff, mess with your breathing and all this, your respiratory a little bit and stuff, it happens. I was on the bus, and the stuff that they use to clean the bus, according to CDC guidelines, are pretty strong. They must have just cleaned this bus, because I got on the bus and I'm like, I was fine for a little bit, but my allergies kicked in, pop, like that. I'm like, what is that? It's not a very horrible smell or nothing like that. It's just strong. I don't know if they put a lot on, so the stronger smell, it makes you feel like you're safer. I don't know. But whatever it was, it got up in my nose. And my nose said, what is this? And it started messing with, not my breathing so much, but just allergies. And it picked it up, and I was like sneezing uncontrollably, like, what the heck is this? All in my sleeves, in my handkerchief, And I'm like looking in the mirror, the bus driver kind of probably cocked his eye back at me like, oh God, I hope he ain't got no kind of corona up in here. No, baby, I ain't got no corona, but this, whatever you're using up in here, I know you got to use it according to CDC guidelines, but tone it down. Tone it down some. Because, that's kind of strong. And then you got the AC blowing, which is good, because we needed it. But it's like recycled air. There's no fresh air coming through there. So it's just recyclable, cool air to keep you comfortable. But you're just recycling all that air, that's chemicals you got from this thing for the surfaces. So you have to, y'all diet down a little bit, okay? Just diet down a little bit. Because some people with bad allergies or respiratory issues like asthmatics, other underlying breathing issues, that stuff is a little too strong. That stuff, if you use too much of it, somebody could get sick from it. And then they be thinking that you got corona and you don't. It just mess with your allergies. Just screw up your whole breathing system until you get outside somewhere. Like I got off the bus, I was able to breathe a little bit. I was like, whew, man, I stopped sneezing. Got on another bus because he's going somewhere else across town. Obviously, they didn't use it, or they used very little of it, but the air, people had the windows open, plus the AC was on, and no issues. I didn't sneeze not once. I was able to breathe. I said, yeah, they had used too much on that bus. Because this bus is same bus line, different bus. So they didn't use as much on this bus as they did on that bus. And if they did, the windows were open. So it kind of took that scent right out the window. So it was comfortable for those who could breathe. Now could breathe better because I didn't sneeze at all afterwards. Everything was good, But again, so we have to take a lot of stuff serious. And as your commander-in-chief, I would take everything serious. I wouldn't downplay anything. I would just let you know what was going on. Find the right scientists and all the top brass that's supposed to know what you're talking about. Of course, around me, you better know what you're talking about. If you don't know, you better get a clue and ask somebody. Because when I ask you a question again in front of national television about something that I do, I'm gonna do my homework. And if you sound like you don't know what you're talking about, it's no big embarrassment. I'm saying, excuse me, let me step in right quick. You go over there and go count something because I gave you 2 chances and you keep messing up. See, with me, you only get 2 chances. There's not a third, 3 to strike you out. 1, 2. There ain't gonna be no third because that causes problems with 3. No. If you don't do it right the first 2 times, obviously you don't know what you're doing or you don't know what you're talking about. And if I know more than you and you spent your lifetime in doing this type of research and I know more than you, I don't need you. I need somebody to know what they're talking about. I need somebody that definitely is less connected with the U.S. government and all of its corruption right now. I need somebody to say, this is the actual test. This is what you got. This is what the test you need to take. This is going to give you the very actual and factual if you will have it or you don't. It's not going to give you a false positive. It's not going to give you a false negative. It's going to give you exactly what it is. And then we move from there. See, I ain't got time for the games. And they're agendas, globalists and economists, and they're working together. They're trying to depopulate. I don't have time for that. We, as American people, don't have time for that. It's lives on the line. People are on the front line every single day. Those that work in essential jobs are on the front line because they don't have the proper PPE to wear in the store. Masks, gloves, whatever they need. They got to meet people every single day. They got to tell you, hey, look, you need to step back a little bit. Give these people some room. And then you talk about the front line people that are working in the healthcare profession. This is not a game. This is not like peekaboo. We're not 3 and 4 years old playing kid games, hide and go seek, 7 days in heaven, 7 minutes in heaven and all that. Doctor playing the doctor and the nurse or the mommy and the daddy. No. These are games we played when we were kids. Nobody's life was on the line. Everybody's life on the line. Same time they be sitting here coming up with crazy concocted ideas that people are getting somewhat desperate and people are actually literally trying. Well, he said, well, I'm not responsible for that. What the heck you say it for then? You know somebody's going to listen to you? You see what I mean? Weak-minded people, they got issues that are desperate. You all right? Oh, excuse me. I got a call for her. What's my deal? Where you at? You ain't on the door? Well, why you not the room door closed? You can't breathe? What's wrong with your stomach? Like you want a door or something? What, crackers, what? Stabbing.
They just wrenched itself into my dust.
You need to just stop working out. It still hurt?
It's not working out. I wasn't working out right now.
What were you doing?
On the bed.
Alright, I'm gonna turn on the AC for one. Get some air up in here. Alright, get some air in here. You okay? Go lay down. You need to go let me call 911? You sure? Is this physical type of thing or is it something else? No.
I feel it.
I mean, what does it feel like?
Something freaking is in and out of my stomach.
What if it continues to get worse, if it worsens, let me know. Then we have to do something else. But you feel like you want to throw up? Is it a boo-boo? Like, constipation.
Oh, man, I'm not constipated. I went to the bathroom like 4 times today.
It's best we stay apart for a bit, but that doesn't mean we're
Don't fall back in the tub. Not a very good idea.
funding our customers a portion of their personal
Can you just lay across the bed?
offering flexible payment options for
I ain't sure for this clothes.
affected by the stresses.
Get a bag.
We look forward to returning to
Get a
something
bag.
that feels
Straight up to that.
like this we knew it.
Maybe you lay across the bed straight out. Release the pressure.
/COVID-19.
Try that.
I was just sitting down on the bed.
Need some water? Probably drink some water. Try to drink some water. I go
The
get it.
video. I'm good, babe.
Like to bring water back in the box. Yeah, I was. I heard you. You okay? You gonna be okay? Sure. Are you gonna be okay? Or you don't know? Well, usually you think you're gonna throw up. You're even going to throw up.
As opposed to the last couple of times.
It's like a yank, nothing down in there to come back up with.
This was just a yank this time. As opposed to before I threw up.
Yeah, I get more water because it's just the muscles just don't being pulled. That's probably what it is. You said this happened before you came in here?
Babe, last week.
I'm saying this happened before you came in here.
Just came out of nowhere.
How's it
Laying
going?
on the bed, I had a drink water.
Alright, but I'm saying this is easing up now? A little bit? I mean, but it's not like it was a minute ago. I know you're gonna be there, I'm saying it.
I wanted to go away.
But has it eased up some? Alright, but if it gets worse and you can't take it anymore, we will just have you are. You kiss around here like that. Don't tell me what you ain't gonna do. They'll roll your head butt out here and I'll be right behind like a take on. So you're gonna be okay. You think? Alright, well, AC's on. Leave the door open so I can hear. Okay? Alright. Or come knock on the door. I thought you were going out there about to peel over somewhere. I said, if you need it. Yeah. I'm more concerned about you. I shut that down. Don't have to. Yes. I didn't turn it off. I said I'll be right back. Don't worry, they'll be okay. But anyway, all right. Let me know. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm back, guys. Had to check on the missus. She's a little nauseated. And for those of you that have questions, is she pregnant? No. But keep an eye on her. Keep an eye on her, make sure she's okay. And and it's one of those attacks she has. Y'all be praying for her. But anyway, moving right along. Let's get back to what I was doing with this video. Anyways, so again, good evening, my fellow Americans. Just wanted to let you know again who I am. You know, I'm Pastor George Wilson of Shepherd Heart Outreach Ministries, and I'm also running for President of the United States of America. And I need your votes. In order to successfully win this election, I'm going to need everybody's votes. So please, if you don't want Trump in the office for another 4 years, then I'm going to need your votes. Now, I know everybody have their favorite. Everybody have who they in mind, who they want to vote for come November. And excuse me, that is your prerogative. You have a right to know that choose whomever candidate you choose. And I respect that. I totally respect it. Maybe you don't want to vote for me, but you don't know. There might be some other people that you know that's kind of shaky. They don't know who to vote for. There's not a candidate out there that they feel they're going to vote for. So then they're saying, well, since we don't have one, or we have no particular candidate that we are confident, put our confidence in, then they won't vote. Well, pass it on to them, because they just might vote. They may say, well, hey, I'm going to give this guy a chance. Sound like you're making a lot of sense. I don't know where to find out, right? But the thing about this is, I don't want to be that candidate that you're saying I'm going to take a chance with. I don't want to be that candidate that you're saying that I'm going to give him a chance, or, well, we'll find out if he's going to do anything better than anybody else. I need to know. I need to have your trust and your confidence and you knowing that when you vote for me, you're getting the right commander-in-chief that's going to change, that's going to work with the people to change the way government has been running. Period. We're going to flatline all the lies, flatline all the foolishness, all the people that have been sitting around getting rich off the American people. We're going to flatline all that crap. Because if you're getting paid, you need to be working. You don't need to be sitting. You need to be doing something. If you need to be voting, then you need to be making some votes on some very serious issues. We don't have time to sit there and let you pick and choose what you think you need to vote on, and the more important issues are pushed aside, and you got the mundane issues that's easy to pass through the Senate. No, that isn't how this administration is going to work. If we're going to work together, if we're ever going to be united, we're going to work together. And we're going to get results. We're going to get answers. Now, I'm not saying they're going to come right away, but we will get answers. And we will implement those answers safely for the economy, for the American people, for the citizens of the United States, to give us a better way of life. I need a vote of confidence that you are totally confident in me. Don't take a chance on me. I don't want you taking a chance on me. I don't want to hear, I guess. I want you to listen to me. Think about what I'm saying to you. And make up your decision, a definitive decision. I can literally trust this guy. So I am confident if I vote for him, he's going to do exactly. Now, one good thing on my side is that anybody that know me, or know of me, or anything about me, and not using me being a pastor as a backdrop or a, a safeguard, blanket, period. No, if I tell you a thing, if I say a thing, I mean what I say. And if I say I'm going to do this, look for me to do this. Look for me to figure out a plan on how this is going to get done. I'm not going to sit here and play games with anybody. Government has lied to the American people so long that all we see is propaganda. That's all we see. There's no trust, no real trust, no real loyalty. Why should there be? We've been lied to too long. Someone said to me some time ago, over some years ago, shall I say, that we see so much bad that when good comes, we can't recognize it. Because we're always on the low end of something bad. We're always behind the 8 ball. So you're telling me we can get in front of the 8 ball? I don't know. I'm scared. And you should be frightened. We're living in uncertain times. But your confidence should be not only in man, but your confidence should be in God first, and then in the person in whom God places in place to make sure that your confidence or your trust is not let down. See, that I differ from everybody else. And it's not a big pat on the shoulder, I'm better than you type of thing. No. See, because I was taught a long time ago, very early age, how to be respectful and humble. And not despise small beginnings. And not mock people or a gifted horse, shall I say. That's what I meant to say at the beginning. Because you have a gifted horse, that horse may make you a whole lot of money one day. But if you mock him, and that's really what I'm talking about, a horse, but if you mock that horse, then like anybody else in the world, you keep telling them they're dumb, they're stupid, they're intelligent, they're idiots, they have no sense, you're wasting your time, you're just a nobody. Eventually somebody's going to take that negativism and start believing it. And they're going to believe that's everything you say about them is what they all believe. But if you take someone and say, you're cool, you're wonderful, you're going to be rich, you could do this, I know you're smart, you got the intelligence, you can rise above it all, you can be rich and still be humble. Wow, you keep talking that kind of positivity in this atmosphere to somebody. Eventually, they're going to pick their head up. They're going to sit up straight. They're going to swing back their shoulders. They're going to put their chests out. They're going to stand strong and realize, I am somebody. I can make it in a crazy, mixed up world. I can make it in a corrupt system. I can turn this thing around. Now, can I do it by myself? No. But I need help from the American people. And I want the American people to not only trust me, but have confidence. See, because, and I'm not picking on Barack Obama, not one bit. Cool brother. Maybe one day I'll catch up to the old boy and we'll sit down and we'll just chat. Cut the fat. Just so charismatic. So, He's comical. Cool. So, hey, that's right up my alley. You know, and may talk about some things politically or some things that, you learn from people who's been down that road that you're now traveling. You may not like their philosophy all the time or their ethics, or I don't know about if you want somebody got moral issues, you might not like them at all. But people got different views, and maybe their views are more wider than yours, and maybe they're not that far from yours. You just have to figure out how we can get together and kind of work this thing together, interwoven together, so we all have the same views. It's called working together. It's called a working government. Not an argument. Not a drama show. This ain't housewives of LA and New York and other places. This is not, preachers of LA. This is real life. Circumstances, situations, problems, issues, pandemic. It's real life. We're living in it. And I need help from the American people to actually trust me enough to say, I'm going to put my confidence in you through Christ. And I'm not saying hold me to some high pedestal, and if I falter somewhere along the way, you could throw me under the bus with the rest of them and say, I knew that Negro won't nothing. I knew he was going to mess up the first year he gets in office. Lord, look what we done did. Now, if you got that attitude, yeah, right. Go vote for whoever you want to vote for. Yeah, you can't possibly help this administration. Not with that attitude. It's blessed for somebody to believe that who had not seen and still believe that versus somebody that's seen and believed. It's a big difference. Big difference. So I need somebody that's going to believe. Have faith in your government that God can change it. Have faith in the person in which God is trying to put. And then he ain't going to try. He's going to do it. Have faith in the person that God has placed to be your commander-in-chief. And have faith in the individual who God's placed there. That your confidence is saying, I know what he's up against. I know what he has to deal with. We don't need to be picking and plucking and coming at him crazy and saying, look, I might not understand this particular way you're doing something, but I know that you love people and you would not put anybody in harm's way. So I'm gonna have to deal with whatever you say, but I know that you don't say anything crazy. You're always under perfect advisement, and that tells me a man of great character and wisdom. That shows me somebody that is humble, saying, it's not about me. Because remember, I don't care if whoever is elected to any office, you got to remember, it's not about you. It's about the people in whom has elected you to serve. Your job is to serve the people. Not about a good, comfy, cozy, little cushy seat where you could bark off orders. But literally get on the grounds and go where these people live and see some of the stuff up front and close. I don't want to sit and look at the news, Fox News or whatever news, and see all the horrific stuff that's going on, and my brothers and my sisters are hurting, and I'm sitting in a classic Oval Office protected by so many people, and I can sit back and go, wow, poor people, and make all these different types of gestures and what have you over TV. But I'll sit in my protective White House and no. That's what all the presidents do. Everyone that ever sat in the White House does that. This is not me. I'm a grounds person. I don't want to be bottled up like a genie in a bottle. Now, if Secret Service came, afraid to work with me when I go out and among, then maybe you need to transfer your talents maybe to the FBI and get me somebody that says, I'm going to protect this man because he's actually caring about the black neighborhoods or the Asian neighborhoods or the Latino neighborhoods. He cares about what happens to people after a storm. He's right there. When he's calling people while he's on the ground. People down here, banana, get here. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about getting out and serving the people. If there's a disaster, if it's safe for the first responders and for people to get out and try to help move trees or whatever, debris, to save lives, you're going to find this, excuse my French, what I'm about to say, you're going to find this black president down there with you. I'm going to be down there with right side by the responders. They said, Mr. President, you can't do that. I'm going to roll my sleeves up and say, yes, I can. Don't tell me what I can't do. But, sir, you better get some more agents down here then. You better get the FBI, CIA, NSA. Who else y'all need? Because apparently y'all getting scared. If the Secret Service can't do the job, get some other, entity down here and watch me. And personally, if you're on my staff, I might need you, some of you to roll your sleeves up. Because we got to show the American people we're not robots. We're just not figureheads. We're not just somebody that just saying something because we're on national television. If you can televise me out there with the people. And it's not a photo op. Televise me out there listening to people telling me what's going on in their hood. Take me to the problem. Show me where the areas you're talking about. Let me take a close look. See, there's Blue Bloods on TV, and they show different things with Blue Bloods. The Chicago PD. I've seen things with Chicago PDs, and then LA, all the different, police shows. Okay, used to be one. So I've been to some of those pretty bad areas. So I'm not afraid to go back in those areas. It's gang infested, so what? Hello? There are people like you and me, and they're probably the reason why they're the way they are because they've been kicked out by society and been kicked out by family members that think they're no good, and they have no family, they have no friends, they have no jobs. They got to do whatever they got to do to survive, and if this means working the streets, that's what these guys do. Now, of course, they're going to protect their own, and they're going to, the wrong way, I guess. It's the wrong way to go out there shooting people. For the heck of it, I think the initiation process is crazy, especially when you're bringing you're bringing younger kids into this. That's insane. That's like if I had a baby brother. I do have a baby brother, by the way, but he's not a baby anymore. He's grown. But if I had a baby nephew, second cousin, third cousin, a little bad butt out there, and a gang initiated him, or trying to initiate him, and I found out about it, first off, I snatched his little butt. Asked me, what the heck you think you're doing? Why aren't you in school? Oh, no. We're going to stop this. Who wanted you again? What group is this? Let me go talk to him. See, you can't be afraid of bullets when you're the President of the United States. Not somebody say you can't be a daredevil either. I didn't say I was going to be a daredevil. But you can't be afraid of bullets. And you can't be afraid of people. If you're going to do the job, do the job. Your job is to serve the American people, every citizen that lives in the United States, and that includes drug dealers. Miscreants of all kinds. Murderers. I know they locked up in prison. If anyone of them was on death row, they would be off death row. You don't need to kill somebody because they killed somebody. Leave him in jail. He just don't get parole. He just spend the rest of his time alive in jail until his time is up. Nobody's killing anybody. See, we talk about reform here. But you need a president that's not afraid to say these things. Not a president that's not afraid to get out from behind the Oval Desk, throwing on some jeans and a polo shirt or a lumberjack shirt and say, I'm going to go down and help the people of America because they're struggling. After the earthquake, after a hurricane, after a tornado. I want to assess the damage. I want to see what's on the ground. I want to see what agency is working. And I don't want to hear the red tape. Well, the government, I am the government, baby. It stops here. What's the problem? What you need? Who you need? All I got to do is make a few calls. And believe me, when I speak, you better be already in the air or already rolling when I call you. Because I'm not going to say, I want to hear, well, baby, what? Put me in charge with something. Put me on the phone with somebody who's in charge of you, because after I've been talking to them, you ain't got a job. Come on. See, President Trump promised that he would send money out of his own pocket to Haitian people. Ain't done it yet. Said he's going to send money out of his own pocket to some other help and relief effort to other people in the state of different states in the United States or abroad, and he not have done it yet. The man is a liar. He's not going to get up off of any of his billions to help somebody like me, somebody like you. For what? That ain't his makeup. But if I say I'm going to send $1 million of my money, no, I better make sure I got $1 million. But if I'm going to send $1 million to help in this effort relief, to help these people, then I'm writing a check that day that I'm saying, somebody give me a checkbook, please. You know what I'm saying? I'm writing a check that day to whatever entity that will put money into that neighborhood, put money into this relief fund to start helping these people survive after. And then we're going to work with trying to get their houses back and their lands back. It might take some cleanup, Army Corps engineers, come down and let's clean up this mess. Let's find out a better way how when the next time a next hurricane comes through that we don't flood all these neighborhoods out like this. What can we do to drain that water so it doesn't take these houses off their foundation? What can we do after a tornado comes? Now, a tornado is something you cannot, as a destructive force. You can't stop it. All you can do is clean up after it. And pray that folks have ample warning. Leave immediately when you get that warning. Don't be waiting. If it's 2 counties over and it's on the ground and it's moving rapidly, I got 2 county head start. Drop what you're doing. If you got dinner on the stove, turn it off because you ain't gonna have time to eat it no way. Get in your Google Mobile or your Hoopty or whatever you're driving and get the heck out of Dodge. And you got to kind of get an idea what path this thing is going in. So I wouldn't go straight to the next county. I'll keep on going for a couple of other counties. Maybe I'll jump over to another state that's completely off the path. You got 2 county head start. Get them moving. See, these are the things. Early warning systems. Don't wait till the darn thing hit the ground and it's moving rapidly to start warning people. You got meteorologists for this. You got people that know these cells and these storms when one's about to turn into something. You ain't got time to sit there and like going, well, we're going to wait a few minutes and you see what this do. If it even looks like it's a bad storm, there's a warning going out. Hey, don't sit there and look dumb. Get to moving. Hey, even if it don't come your way, good. It just spared your neighborhood, but you're not in that neighborhood. So just in case if it did came to your neighborhood, you won't be there. See what I'm saying? You need a president that's already on top of everything that's moving. If something's going on over here with our allies, I want to know what's going on over there. How can we assist them? because they're our allies. I'm not saying police the whole wide world. That's the problem. We've been sticking our nose in places that got no business being in. If it doesn't affect the United States of America, it's not happening on U.S. soil, and it's not happening where there's American people in the naval bases and army bases and the air force bases around the world, we ain't gonna be shipping our nose over the places. And our troops don't need to be constantly in harm's way. Period. We need to do something. And this president has not yet he done some things. I'm not saying he didn't do anything. He done some things. Now this is just for some of you Republicans that I might offend it in this, in this conversation, but oh well. You follow what I'm saying? He done some things. But he done more things wrong than he's ever done right. And it's political. It's not policy. It's not public policy. It's all political. It's the next political PR move. He wants to look good. He wants people think that he's doing something, and he's doing absolutely nothing, but making things a whole lot more worse than they are. I had a flyer I had made today. Had done actually. No, can y'all see this? I'm not trying like this. Can y'all? Oh man, I don't know if y'all can see this. I'm putting it up closer. All right, a little bit backer. All right. Anyway, this is my new flyer. Okay. And it's just a sample. This is a sample one. Okay. It has here my new quote, and I'll read my quote to you in a minute. And this is the reason why, in a nutshell, why I'm running. So I'll read that to you, so you know. Now, I did send this out to a lot of you. So I'm asking for your support. I'm asking for you to post those, share them, because the word needs to get out. Now, for those of you who do not think you do not have an African-American president, candidate running for president, you do. There is another one, Michael, somebody L. Mondry or somebody. I can't even say his last name, but he's also running that I know of. There might be one other brother that I know, kind of know of, that may be running. He may be running for the Senate seat. I believe that's what it is. But you do have a couple of brothers out there trying to run for president. Myself, maybe another other brother. I mentioned Michael. I hope he didn't mind me mentioning his name out here. Running for president of the United States. And I just want you to know that it's not an easy job. It's hard. Especially now, it's triple hard because of the coronavirus. Now, this is what I said in one of my quotes. This is my main quote. It'll be my main quote all the way to November the 3rd of this year. It said, with new norms comes new changes and new challenges. All Americans will know the truth. No more lies. Period. And I'm working on a banner, and soon I get it made up. I want to, I could tell you what it's all about, but I want you to see it. So me and my one employee, my wife, is going to help me put this thing together, and we're going to make another banner. It's like she helped me make that one up there. Very good, love it. Actually, we're going to be making more of those. My business cards. So I got a lot of fun little things that I'm going to be making. I will show you as soon as they've been made. They're all prototypes at the moment. Like samples. They're not the real McCoys as of yet. They were made out of real material. All right, this picture on here has to be lowered a little bit lower, but we're going to get some real flyers out eventually soon. We're pacing ourselves. We're picking up a speed. We're picking up the pace, but we're also pacing ourselves so we don't, overstep, go too fast. But excuse me, we can't continue to sit idle. Not me. I can't sit idle. I get antsy when I sit idle. So I want to be doing something. I need to be doing something. I know I have to do something. So I don't want to, I'm very patient, temperance, very long suffering. But when I know it's in my hands or that I can do a little something, I'm not going to sit and waste an opportunity or a moment not trying to. If I fail doing it, oh well, at least I tried. At least I can say I tried. But I don't look to fail. I look to learn, to move forward, and succeed. I'm going to need a lot of ideas. I'm going to need people that are willing to counsel, talk, who knows more about this than me. I know a lot now. A lot more than I've ever known. I'm still learning every day. Because I want to be that kind of a president that when you ask me a question, I want to know something about it. And give you the best answer that I know. And if it still doesn't suffice, then I'll say, you know what? I'll give you, I don't know the full extent of that, but I'll have your answer the next time we come into this forum. You'll have an answer. You'll be the first person I'll address when I come, when we convene. Because I want every person that asks me a question answered. To ensure them, the American people, the public, the nation, that you can confide in your commander-in-chief, that you know that this man of God has your best interests at heart. And that means me throwing myself in the midst of it all and putting my life on the line for the American people. I don't have a problem with it. I don't. Some would, but not me. I'll do it every single time. Why? Because I'm no better than anybody else. Only thing different is, I happen to reside at the White House. Commander-in-chief, just privileges. Not too crazy about the perks. You keep the perks. I ain't got time for that. That's what the lobbyists and stuff is for. To give people perks so they can to do what they want them to do. That's the problem. You can't buy me. You can't offer me money and say, do this, and we'll make you rich. That's what those folks allow people behind the scenes do to them. I'm different. It's not going to happen. Now, I know y'all probably say, oh, that's what many have said, and look at them today. But they didn't have the Lord Jesus Christ in their life either. So, not saying that they don't know him, that they don't know of him. They just don't know him. Big difference. Not a spiritual moment, but I had to just say that out there. See, that separates me from them. Because I don't want to let him down. And if I don't want to let him down, I'm not going to let you down. I'm not going to let me down, and I'm not going to let you down. Period. That's the way I operate. No gimmicks, no games, no spins, no lies. Keeping it real, keeping it 100, keeping it in the road. Even if the road is slippery, I'm going to keep it in the road. I'm not going to say I ain't going to swerve every now and then, but I'm going to keep it in the road. I got to. Because if I miss a turn, and I lose it in a turn, man, I'm not going down by myself. I'm taking a bunch of people along with me. And I won't ever, you won't ever catch me harming anyone. Now, they might try to harm me, but, oh well, that comes with the job, I guess. And that's okay. I can live with that. I can live with that. But your safety is my number one priority. And that the U.S. government is doing its job under God the way it's supposed to, and the American people are learning to do for themselves and not depending on the government for every little thing. And I'm saying that purposely because there are things you can do for a time that we're still yet to walk into. Because Corona ain't going anywhere. They want this out here. They want to keep this going. So when social distance, it's not going anywhere. The risk of catching this stuff is real. And they don't care. So this is going to continue. So what we need to do, learn to look out for ourselves. And we need to do it together. Nobody fighting nobody. Nobody saying, oh, this or that. Man, so act like a baby. Grow up. Be a man. Be a woman. And stand on your own 2 feet. And let's stand by your convictions. And say, hey, I'm going to be held accountable for everything I do and say. The problem with the President of the United States, he don't want to be held accountable for nothing. All he want to do is look good. And anybody know me, I'm not a photo op guy. I'm not a PR guy, per se. I do videos, of course. You know how long it took me to start doing videos? Years. Because I was like, man, I don't know. So I'm not a big PR guy. And I'm not about a lot of photos and all that. But I know I have to give an image, and I'm talking about my face, not an image of anything else other than who I am. So the people don't know what you're dealing with, who you're dealing with. And can we trust this guy? One of the things I'm going to say, as a citizen, I can no longer watch this government continue to lie and cheat Americans. As a vet, I understand the price paid by so many of us who fought, bled, and gave their lives so freedom might endure. That speaks in volumes of why I'm doing this. I'm tired of it. And when are we going to hear those words in our head and say, I'm tired of this? Every day we watch the news and watch them put a new spin on something and hear the president come out there acting like a wild jackass and talking all this. Oh, that's perfect. And then, no, we're really doing it. Really, shut up. Because you're an idiot. Period. You're an idiot. He said the most craziest things. And then when somebody comes with a real question to this man, he wants to get upset and argue with them. Or tell them to sit down. Or try to skip over them and he's still talking. Rude. Brutal, rude, bully. And he wants people to be under those thumbs where he can control you. Well, Mr. Donald Trump, I'm not under your thumb. You can't control me. And you can't stop me. Now, I've had people cross me on several occasions, even today. Good friend of mine. He got his own opinion. Still love the brother, but he got his own opinion. And he's a Trumper. And I got other people that believe Donald Trump is going to be around for another 4 years. I hate to bust a bubble. But you need to get that out your head. Because I don't know what brainwashing you've been going through, and I don't know what you got in your mind to believe that he'll still make a decent president when you see all the stuff that he's doing. Look at the way the American economy is right now. Look where we are. We're still behind this coronavirus. We're not in front of it. But you want to open up America. You want to throw us to this pestilence. Throw us through this unknown factor. And you don't care how many people you sacrifice to get the economy to start to come back again. Well, first off, you forgot, Mr. President, there's over 26 million people out of work. That's one. How you going to get 26 million people back to work? Two, Mr. President, some of those people that are on furlough, they're not going to get called back to those jobs. So that means there's vacancies because they decided, you know what? You're going to lay me off because of this, that, or the other, whatever the situation is. However, some people hate those jobs anyway. They're going to go and find other jobs. Mr. President, if you got, we already have, I got the number over, I'm just gonna guesstimate how many people dead in the United States. So let's say 60, 80,000 people are dead in the United States. Mr. President, did you think about the jobs that these people held? Whether it's important or mundane, still jobs. Did you think about those jobs are now available? It's 80,000 jobs. Well, if you take away the children, it's not working age, and you take away some of the some of the high school kids that haven't yet gotten to the age to work, now you're looking at those that are in high school, like junior and senior year, that are old enough to work. And then you got college students that are working. And you got middle-aged folks that are working and elderly folks that are working longer than 65 because they don't have enough in their pension or their 401k or their retirement to live off of. So they have to work till 72 or till they can possibly work no more to try to build that pension up. Did you consider, Mr. President, that number still turns out to be 80,000 jobs lost? How are you going to fill those jobs? Mr. President, did you think about, this is not the norm. This is not like going back to what we did in 2019, where everything was swell and everything lovey-dovey and we get to go to work. Did you not understand that these places have to be on a constant sanitation? You're going to shut down every 2 or 3 days to make sure the whole place is wiped clean? Do you know you got to put in certain kind of barriers and all kinds of material for the employees to work there? And if you don't have these things for the protect the American citizen when they go back to work, they're going to quit those jobs. They're not going to even go back to them because it's not safe. Did you think about those too, Mr. President? When you want to open up the economy, did you think about any of this? Did you think about that we're already in recession? Did you think about people still dying? There'll be more than World War I and II put together after a while if this continues. Did you think about that? So when you're telling me you want to open up the economy, you're telling me you're an idiot because you have not paid attention to all of it. All you see is it's a presidential year and you want to be reelected. You don't see all the hard stuff. You can't just push this off on everybody else because you're the president. And everybody's going like this, waiting for you to give their direct command and how we're going to move forward. Right now, we are not moving forward. Hell, we look like we're going backwards. But we got to stand still chasing our tail like a dog. Around and round and round and round. Here we go again. And that's what you want us to believe. Did you think about any of this, Mr. President? What happens if these numbers start spiking again? Now what? People start dying on the job. Infecting more people. Because you got to remember, every citizen in the United States have not been tested. So you don't have the real numbers now, do you, Mr. President? Testing? But you said, oh, we got 100,000 tests a day, and then you change your mind and say, oh, we're going to get some more tests, it'll be 250,000. And I'm like, are you hearing yourself right now? And then I heard someone say something about 500,000. That's not even the tip of the iceberg. What you're going to need is to test every single day, to test those that have not yet been tested to see if they are a carrier. They may not be, but you'll never know until you do testing. And we don't need a test that's going to come up with a fake, with a false positive or a false negative. We need something that's going to say you got it or you don't. Move on. Next. See, I'm just, hello, I'm a citizen right now, so I gotta only act like a citizen. Yes, I'm running for office. Your job. Yeah. And I'm sitting as a citizen and see all the bigger picture that you keep evading. Let's move on from there. Because I don't even want to begin to talk about what happens after the economy opens up, and now you got to do something with all these dead people. Oh. And folks don't want their loved ones, the remains of their loved ones. That's a whole other issue on its own, Mr. President. You ever thought about that one? We ever gave that any thought? Well, I'm going to leave that one alone for a second. Then we looking at Joe Biden. I don't know the man personally. Never met him at any rallies or anything. I don't know the man no more than he was Barack Obama's vice president. I know the man been running for about a little over 30 years trying to be the president and failed every trip. That's what I know. Also know that this man has a history. Now, we're not going to mock the man on his military background. We're not going to mock the man on his senatorial background. We're not going to mock the man on any of his political know-how. If I was to go against this man, I would probably have to think of something that I can come on some kind of common ground with to deal with him. Because I don't have that kind of military, well, and I take that back because there's some things I just can't say. But I may not, who knows. But I don't want to challenge him on his military experience. I don't want to challenge him on what he knows about the government. I don't want to challenge him about what he knows about the good old boy club and the good old boys club and behind the scenes with the Masonaries and the Illuminati. I don't get into all that. That's none of my business. Okay, it's my business if it happens in my administration without me knowing about it, and then that I say it ain't gonna happen, then it still shows up. Then it comes my business. But other than that, right now, none of my business. But let's talk about something I do know. And according to news, and again, this is according to the news. No matter how you try to cover it up, because one thing I know about Donald Trump, if he don't smell blood, or he don't strike first to draw first blood, then he ain't gonna mess with you. Because he's trying to figure you out. You might be still a threat. But if he could draw blood, and there's a lot of bleeding, then if it looks like a duck, sound like a duck, act like a duck, and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. So that tells me that whatever he was after about your son in the Ukraine and all your dirty dealings there is true. Okay? It's just plain true. You can't lie about that. Okay? Or he would have never came after you. Period. Just, You have a history of speech impediment. Well, that's not a real big thing to point at, but it's worsening. Your mental stability is low off. That's true knowledge. Medical. Open book. You have a medical history of kind of losing it every so often. You have a history, Mr. Biden, of touching little girls. You have a history of kissing little boys in the mouth. You're a pervert. You have a history of groping women from behind and in front. You're a womanizer. You're a pervert. A pedophile. You see what I'm saying? If we could use those things, it doesn't matter what kind of career you set for yourself, But if you are a pedophile and a pervert and a womanizer and disrespectful to women, then in my book, you're not fit for president either. Now, I don't know what kind of hazing y'all did in college. And I don't, because I was in college too. We did a whole lot of hazing. Okay? And I don't know what type of fraternity you were in when you were in college. And I know there's a lot of rituals and different things, and you must be in certain fraternities and clubs, like, Skull and Bones. But anyway, just one, Like, you kind of look at me like, what the hell you know about Skull and Bones? I know a whole lot about Skull and Bones. Not a member, not a charter member. Don't know anything about it. As far as me being involved in it, but I know what they do. See, I have to know what's going on behind the scenes. Because I'm not walking into something blind. And I know you're evil. And I know you're twisted. And I know you can do some dirty stuff. You made a whole lot of backroom bad deals. Everybody that knows anything about anybody knows dirt on you and your family. So they could turn you inside out if they wanted to. You think it's by some coincidence that Bernie Sanders dropped out the race so you could be the forerunner or go against Donald Trump? Think about it. He called you Sleepy Joe. You know what he called you, Sleepy Joe? He's throwing sandust in your eyes. You know why? Because he knows he can beat you. You know something else? Joe Biden? Sad to say what I'm about to say to you. The American people know he can beat you. Now, you got them captivated. You got the younger votes for younger college folks voting for you, or at least they supporting you. Because a lot of promises are out there. But really, why don't you look these people in their face and tell them that you're going to make good on everything you said? I know you said it, but do you mean it? Can you? The Democratic Party had nobody else, Joe. They had nobody else that they could depend on that could stand up against Donald Trump. So the Democratic Party said, well, give Joe a chance. He's been doing this for 30 years. Give him a chance. Maybe we could push him on in there. But they keep forgetting how evil Donald Trump is. And you're the scapegoat, Joe. You're the sacrificial lamb, Joe. And I ain't talking about Jesus Christ. And I'm not talking about a pure lamb either. You're just a piece of meat. You're a sacrifice, sir. And the Republicans are out for blood against the Democrats. And they serving you up. Because they got nobody else. Remotely close. At least so they say. Or nobody else that the Republicans have scared off, that have not scared off. Well, Joe, you're looking at a man that respects your accomplishments and your achievements, and I would never disrespect you on those levels. But when you act other than a real man, and mess with children, and disrespect women the way you do, and you have backdoor deals and all kinds of evil stuff going on with you, Mr. Joe, you're not a president in my book. And therefore the respect level is now on fire, under fire. So expect me to come after your character. Expect me to come after the things you've done. Expect me to come after those backroom deals and those lies you've been telling. Expect me to come after the character of the man that is dirty, has always been dirty, and sneaky and vicious. And enjoy sacrifices to an owl up in Behemoth Grove. Same thing with Donald Trump. But he's got enough stuff that he's doing as president, making him look bad. So you ain't got to talk about all that stuff without him. But you, be honest. Do you really think you can run this country? Because if they even thought for 1 minute that Joe Biden, you could literally run this country, you would have been president and not Barack Obama. Or you would have became president before George W. Bush did. You follow what I'm saying to you? If they even thought you could be president, you would have already been president. Then you just been a long line of former presidents. So do you think now, 30-some odd years later, at your age, 78, that they're going to look at you and think that you could be president? They haven't now, Joe. They ain't going to. Face the music, buddy. And it's got nothing to do with age. It has all to do with your character and who you are as a person. And you, sir, are not presidential material. Now, your accomplishments may put you up there in that area. But your heart and your mind is evil. And you follow the agenda like everybody else. So, no. When this is all said and done, and I got to face you, I'm not coming after your accomplishments or your achievements. I would applaud them. As a vet to a vet, I appreciate your services. But when it comes to reality, it's your character flaws is what I'm coming after. Now, do I have character flaws? Sure. But you don't know nothing about those. And then if you did, what would you find, Joe? Because if you want to know something, just ask me. Have I killed anybody? No. Did I want to? Sure. Plenty of times. What else you want to know, Joe? Want to see my tax returns? Well, sure. Never had enough money to really file taxes, but go ahead. You check them. What else you want, Joe? So whatever you want on me, just ask. You ain't got to go probe it. But if you choose to probe, which I know you underhanded and sneaky, you probably will. I'm public record. Go right ahead. I'm not afraid what you'll find, because there's nothing you will find. And if you, by some miracle coincidence, find something I did when I was in high school, okay, that was high school. Let me go look at your high school record. It doesn't matter, because my God don't hold me responsible for any of that anymore. I'm repented. I'm saved by grace. You are not. So what man can say to me? See, I don't have nothing to hide from the American people. I'm a confident booster. I let them know who I am and what I am. And what I'll stand for and what I will not. So if I got to go through you, Joe, to get to him, come prepared. Like I said, I will never attack your accomplishments and your long service to the government and to the United States of America. I will never attack your ability to know what you knew about government, because obviously you know more than I probably ever will in a short period of time. Now, maybe experiences after 4 years, I'll be almost in that area. But a man that has 30 years experience in government, I doubt very seriously that anybody just coming in for the first time, but know as much about government as you do. So I applaud that, Joe. I do. I really do. I honestly mean that. If I was to look at that alone, I would say, phew, man, it'd be a hard nut to crack. I would. But I'm not going after those things because I respect you as a person that achieved much in this lifetime. How you achieved them? Now, that's a whole nother story. I ain't even after that. Your character is what I'm after. You're going to have to prove to me and the American citizens that you're a better president than I would be. And please don't throw up your accomplishment because I told you I'm not after that. But I know you. You will. And you're going to place it against mine. Go ahead. You want to play dirty pool? Play dirty pool. But I'm going after the facts. And believe me, Joe, Donald Trump ain't who you got to worry about. George Wilson is who you're going to have to worry about. Because I'm coming for it. And if you happen to be in the middle of the road, look out. Get off the tracks, Joe, because the train is coming. It's a 777, and it's out of control. Well, it's not out of control. It's in control, and it's coming down the track. Unstoppable. If you don't know what you're doing, get off the track, because I'm coming through. So we're going to collide one of these days, Joe, and I hear you, bro. You got your hand in the black community. You got these folks believing that, you're following Obama, so you got some of his people, and you got these people believing that you can make a difference. I think we're all trying to get everybody to believe that we can make a difference. And I can certainly appreciate that almost. And you got these young folks just biting off the bits, and people giving, they're saying that they're supporting you. Okay, Joe. They're supporting you because they have no choice. If I was a little bit more richer, and I had a lot more money, I would have been out there the same time you were out there. And I can guarantee you I wouldn't have gave up. I've been on your heel every time you stepped on the ground. I've been right on the same soil. Let's do this. We would be real opponents. Two men respecting each other as men, but certainly two different point of views. A world type character versus God type character. And you know who wins all the time. I'm a pastor, Joe. I'm a minister of the gospel. I'm a true man of God. Something you don't know about. And I would never lie. Something you don't know about. And I would never throw anybody underneath the bus. Because I would be responsible for my own actions. And accountable. Something Donald Trump ain't figured out yet. So, his narcissistic buck don't need to be in the office. You don't either. And I'm going to prove that. Again, my name is George Wilson. And I'm running for President of the United States, Democratic Party, 21st District in Tulare County in California. And I need your votes. You want to change? You want real truth? You found it. Remember, with new changes, with new norms comes new changes and new challenges. And we're going to face those challenges head on. We're going to face them together. I always believe government is designed by the people for the people. So again, my fellow citizens, God bless you. I love you guys. God bless America. And God bless the American people. Have a good night.